got a chance to see one of my former players last night, a couple of friends, real briefly, and then I just stayed in my hotel and worked. So, but it is great to be back, and it's fun because when I open my window, I can see Eli Lilly where I work, and I can see Lucas Oil Stadium where we played, and it just brings back a lot of great memories.
Was that person Andrew Smith?
Yeah. So he's got a bone marrow transplant tomorrow, as most of you know. So, I've seen Andrew through a lot of really tough stuff over the last 2 years, and that son of a gun always responds, and he's as tough as they come, and I have no doubt that he'll respond again. Yeah, his spirits are really good for all things considered. I mean, when you're dealing with some of the things he's dealing with, how he's feeling, some of the effects that the chemo's had on his body, and then ultimately the fact that he's having a bone marrow transplant tomorrow. I mean, he was great for his spirits wise. A lot better than I think 99% of the people that I know would be, and he'll do well. I think he'll, he feels good about it. His wife feels good about it. We're all hoping for the best, and we know how gritty that kid is. The minute he graduated, I'm not his coach. I'm just his friend. Anything that we can do to help and support, that's what we're here to do. It's not, it was funny. He asked about, how we're doing. Are we coming together? How are we playing? Like, those are small problems, aren't they? In the big picture.
How's RJ coming along in his rookie season?
He's doing well. He hasn't gotten a chance in the games yet, but he's not far from not only getting a chance, but being an impactful guy. He's really gotten better on the defensive end, and shooting is a real positive. And we'll see if he can impact us sooner rather than later.
Did you talk to Frank at all in the offseason? And if so, did you guys discuss his transition to go more small ball space?
Didn't talk to him a ton. I mean, usually see him around at the coaches' meetings, and we'll share a text, but very rarely do we discuss anything that has to do with basketball. We talked about it a little bit when I saw him in September, and he had said that was probably what they were going to do, and from what I've seen, when they played that way, it's been pretty effective. And the one thing that I do think is, regardless, is being even keel enough to stay with it is the hardest part. And he's going to be that, and I like the way they're playing. Like, it's one of my favorite ways. Like, they've got 4 shooting guys that are athletes that can drive it or shoot it on the court at once, and it's hard to guard.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that based on your experience at Butler.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. That's the way we played. When we played really well last year, we had a lot of similar things going here, and so as we can try to figure ourselves out, I think that's one of the things that certainly, as you're getting ready to defend a team like this, that's a real challenge.
From a coaching perspective, how much different is it for you this year preparing for this Pacers team than maybe the past couple of seasons?
Yeah, it's different. It's much different. I mean, I think the number one difference isn't style of play. It's that Paul George is back. Hey, we all watched as everybody makes off-season moves and off-season acquisition or transition, and then you remember that Carmelo sat half the year and Paul George sat the whole year. And so now you had 2 of the best players in the East, and they were still on the same teams they were on. And Paul really impacts this team. He can play the 3, he can play the 4, he can play the 2, he can defend all positions. He's good. I mean, he's one of the better players in the league.